Hello, welcome. I am Jill Baird. Thank you for joining me for today's Power Flow Vinyasa class with an emphasis on core strength. Once you've got your mat set up, make sure you have space around you to lift your leg up and back and some space off to the side that you won't hit anything when we're opening up our arms into crescent or warrior or any of our standing postures. If you have blocks or a block, go ahead and grab that and put it at the top of your mat. If you don't, not a big deal. And if you like to listen to music during yoga classes, go ahead and start your music now. All right, let's get this yoga practice started. We're going to begin in child's pose. So meet me at the back of your mat with your big toes together to touch, knees towards the wide edge of the mat, set your hips back on your heels, and then just crawl yourself forward. Rest your forehead on the mat. And we're going to take 5 deep, full cycles of breath here as we settle into our practice, arrive in our body, and leave the rest of the day at the door. Kind of how you check your baggage when you get on an airplane. Check your day thus far and check the day that's waiting for you once you step off your mat at the door. Continuing to deepen each cycle of breath, drawing the breath down with the inhale closer to the belly button, and then emptying out completely and powerfully with an open mouth. Exhale. Take 2 more rounds of breath, deeper, fuller inhale, just feeling the body expand with that breath. And exhale, let it go. One more deepest, fullest inhale yet, filling up until you feel like you cannot draw in another sip of air. Holding that breath at the top for a moment. And then a powerful exhale, emptying out completely. On your next inhale, we'll come up to a tabletop, stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Pull your low abs in, and on your next inhale breath, cow pose, lift your gaze, drop your belly, lift your hips. And exhale, cat tuck around and curl. Draw your belly button back towards your spine, gaze back towards your knees or between your legs. One more round. Inhale, cow pose. Spread your collarbones wide as your gaze finds that spot where the wall and the ceiling meet. And exhale, cat pose. Tuck around and curl. Press the earth away from you. Draw your tailbone down to the mat and your biceps in line with your ears. Inhale back to that tabletop. As you exhale, tuck your toes. Pull your belly button back towards your spine and begin to hover your knees off the mat. Pressing your palms into the mat, looping your shoulders down and back, and lifting that spot between your shoulder blades even higher towards the ceiling. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, step your left foot back. Step your right foot back, high plank. Inhale. Exhale, lift your right foot. Exhale, lower. 5 of these. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and hold. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Step the right foot back. Left knee, right elbow. You can continue at this slower pace, or if you'd like to join me for some running mountain climbers, we're going to be here for 10, 9, 8. Keep your gaze forward. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. High plank. Exhale back to that tabletop pose. We're going to grab a block if you have it, and we're going to bring it to our low back. We're going to do a little balancing here. If you don't have a block, no problem. Just imagine it's there. Again, take an inhale breath. Lengthen your chest forward. And as you exhale, squeeze your right glute to lift your right knee in line with your right hip, keeping the whole front body stable and that block from tipping off to the left. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze the right glute, lift the right leg. Continuing here, focusing on keeping that low back steady. Really have to engage the core as you lift that knee in line with the hip. Let's do 3 more. Slow and steady. Lifting with control, lowering with control. Last two. You've got this. And last one. Squeeze a little harder, keep it up a little longer, and then lower. Go ahead and put the block off to the side of your mat and come back into a child's pose for 2 breaths. Dropping your shoulders down and back into their sockets as you find length along the side body. One more breath here. Inhale. Maybe an open mouth. Exhale. And inhale back up to that tabletop position. Exhale, pull your belly button back into your spine. And our inhale breath, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Maybe press your shins into the mat this time. One more round. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Now you should know where we're going. We're going to come back into that tabletop. With your exhale breath, ready your core, tuck your toes, hover your knees. Continuing those inhales and exhales, slow, steady, and powerful here. Hugging the outer hips in. Exhale, breath, high plank. Step the right foot back, step the left foot back. Take an inhale, loop your shoulders down and back, and exhale, left toes lift. Inhale, lower, 5 of these. Exhale, lift, squeezing that left glute. 3 more. Keeping the heel in line with the glute. We don't want to arch the low back. Last 2. And last one, hold the left leg up. Tap the left knee to the left tricep on an exhale. Inhale back to high plank. Exhale, right knee finds the left tricep. Inhale, high plank. Continue with the slow mountain climbers, or join me for a count of 10 as you run opposite knee to opposite elbow. Here for 6. You've got this. 5, look forward. Last 3, 2, and 1. High plank. Exhale, knees to the mat, tabletop. Grab your block, bring it to your low back. Stabilize shoulders. The fronts of the shoulders stay facing the mat. The fronts of the hips stay facing the mat. Take a nice deep inhale breath here. And as you exhale, squeeze the left glute to lift the left knee in line with the left hip. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Let's do 3 more. Working with your breath at your pace. Really pressing that right palm into the mat. Keep the shoulders steady. And 1 more. All right, return the left knee to the mat. Block back off to the side. And go ahead and sit back into 1 more child's pose. Catch your breath. Compose yourself. And on your next inhale, come up to your tabletop. And exhale, we meet in high plank. Take an inhale breath here. Exhale, bend your knees. Press your hips back towards your right heel. Lengthen the right side body. Inhale, plank. Exhale, our first downward facing dog. You can take some pedals here with your feet if that feels good. On your next inhale, come to high plank. And as you exhale, bend your knees, drop your hips towards the left. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press the mat forward and away from you. Inhale, plank. Exhale, hips towards right heel, stretching the left side body. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1 more. Inhale, plank. Exhale, hips to the left, stretch the right side body. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 deep cycles of breath here. Any movement that feels good in your body. Lengthening the side body, lifting the hips back towards the sky. On your next inhale, gaze forward. And as you exhale, step your feet behind your hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, fingertips to the mat or to the shins. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise, Tadasana, mountain pose. Hug the inner thighs in and up, drop the shoulder blades down. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, hinge at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, high plank, top of a push-up. Press through your heels, spiral the inner thighs up. Inhale, shift forward, and for a slow count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to lower to our belly. Entire front side body arrives on the mat at once. Untuck the toes. Bring the fingertips out, shoulder height. Inhale, wide cobra. Loop the shoulders down and back into their sockets. And exhale, drop your right shoulder to the mat as you gaze left. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, drop your left shoulder to the mat as you gaze towards the right. Inhale, back to that wide cobra. Exhale, lower, bring your palms underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, press up to high plank with your exhale, downward facing dog. On your inhale, you're going to step your feet through and come into a boat pose. So resting on the sits bones, chest is lifting. You can bring your knees to a tabletop. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, go ahead and bring the block to your shins. And we're going to come up into that boat pose, maybe lifting the biceps in line with the ears. Inhale. As you exhale, grab the block and come into low boat, a hollow hold. Exhale, back up to boat, pulling the belly button back in and up. Inhale, low boat. Exhale, hold. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, boat. Let's do 2 more of those. Inhale, grab the block. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, exhale, boat. 1 more. Think of dropping the shoulders down as you reach the toes forward. And exhale, back up to boat. Go ahead and put the block down, bring your fingertips gently behind your ears, and we're going to come into some bicycles. So drawing right shoulder towards left knee, and then alternating left shoulder towards right knee. Exhaling as you twist. Inhaling as you come back through center. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, and the next time we draw the right shoulder towards the left knee, we're going to hover here with that right leg extended. Lift the low shoulder blades off the mat, open the elbows wide, and we're going to hold here for 5, or you're going to lift and lower that right leg for 4. Pull the belly button back towards the spine for 3. 2 more. Can you lift those low shoulders a little bit higher? And last one. Go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side, little massage for the low back. Cross your ankles, rock and roll 2 or 3 times. And after that, second or third, meet me in a high plank. So you can jump up or you can step back. This time, option to take a full vinyasa. Inhale as you shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Pin your elbows into your side. Gaze forward. Inhale, upward facing dog. Open the collarbones. Gaze forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. You can pedal. You can settle in. You can wag your tail from side to side. Inhale, breath. Gaze forward. And exhale, bend your knees. Step or float. Feet to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back, lengthen out of your hips. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise, Tadasana, mountain pose. Press down through your feet to lift and lengthen. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or float back. Chaturanga from your knees or your toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your feet through. Come back into boat pose. So again, option to keep the block on the shins, loop the shoulders down and back, sit up nice and tall and proud. And we're gonna go into that boat, low boat flow. Grab the block. Inhale as you lengthen, and exhale as you come back up into boat. Inhale, grab the block, lengthen. Exhale, use the core strength and not momentum to come back up into that boat pose. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, boat, balance. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen. Hover the feet. Exhale, core strength lifts you up. 1 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift and hold. And go ahead and bring the block down to the mat. We're going to come into bicycles, fingertips behind the ears. Left shoulder works in the direction of the right knee as the left leg lengthens. Inhale, center both knees in. Exhale, twist towards the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, gentle twist, not pressing on the back of the neck. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Continuing here. Exhaling as you twist. Inhaling through center. And the next time that our left shoulder works in the direction of our right knee, we're going to hold the right leg extended. We're going to lift the head, neck, and shoulders just a little bit higher off the ground. And we're going to hold here for 5, or we're going to lift and lower that right leg, or left leg rather, as we continue to draw the left shoulder towards the right knee. We have 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 1 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Hover. And draw your knees in towards your chest. Hurts so good. Rock some circles towards the right. Draw some circles towards the left with your low back. Cross your ankles. And let's rock and roll 2 or 3 times and get moving into our standing postures. Meet me in a high plank, top of a push-up. You can jump there, you can step there, get there how you need to. Inhale as you gaze forward. Exhale, pin those elbows into the side, draw them back towards the hips, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, cat the upper back, knee to nose. 2 more of those. Inhale, right leg lifts, press the mat away. Exhale, cat the upper back as you draw your knee in towards your nose. 1 more. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, draw your knee in towards your nose and step that right foot between your hands. Peek back to make sure that your left toes are about hip width space over to the left, not on a tightrope. And we're going to inhale, come up to Crescent Lunge. Stacking head over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Exhale, scissor the inner thighs in towards one another. Inhale, lengthen up and out of your hips. And as you exhale, bend the back left knee as you cactus those elbows down into your side. Inhale, press into the right heel, straighten the right leg, straighten the right arms, or both arms rather. And exhale, cactus arms. So my head, shoulders, and hips stay in a line. 3 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale, really pressing through that right heel as you come up to stand. Exhale, keeping the right knee over the right ankle. Inhale. 1 more. Exhale, bend. And then inhale back to crescent lunge. So finding length through the back of that left leg. Go ahead and extend your left arm out like you're gonna shake someone's hand. And on your exhale, bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Right palm meets the left, revolved crescent lunge. So not dumping this torso onto the right leg, keeping that space. You can even make a fist as your chest opens towards the ceiling. Now you have a choice to stay here or gaze down at your right toes for a moment, balance into that right foot, and we're gonna tap the left up to meet the right, squeeze the right glute, step it back, revolved crescent. We're gonna do that 2 more times, finding the balance, step it back, making sure the weight is back in that right heel. 1 more time, come back into that revolved crescent lunge. And then this time, whether you took those taps with me or not, we're all gonna gaze down at those right toes, and we're gonna step the left foot up to meet the right into a revolved chair pose. On an inhale, we're gonna come up to stand, Tadasana mountain pose. And as we exhale, we're gonna step the left foot back, coming into warrior 2. Finding that heel to arch alignment. Right knee bent 90 degrees. Inhale. Exhale, flying warrior. Straighten the right leg, palms up overhead. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, flying warrior, straighten and tap. Inhale, warrior 2. 3 more of these, squeezing those inner thighs. Imagine scrunching the mat. So right heel isometrically drawing towards the inner back arch. And then that inner back arch isometrically drawing towards the right heel. 1 more. Take an exhale, sit a little bit lower, flip the palm. Inhale, reverse warrior. We're gonna do a dancing warrior flow here. Exhale, extended side angle. Focusing on the obliques on the right side to get your elbow to your knee. Inhale, swim it back. Reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle using those obliques to draw the elbow to the knee. 1 more. Inhale, reverse warrior. And this time as we come into our extended side angle, we're gonna hang out for a moment. Drawing the right ribs under, the left ribs, left palm back, chest opening towards the ceiling. Option to extend the left fingertips towards the front of the room. Option to extend the right arm out. Really working into those obliques. Keeping your chest opening towards the ceiling, not towards the floor. And inhale back to warrior 2. Exhale, windmill the palms down to the mat. Left palm comes to the inside of the right foot. Left heel lifts. Revolved, low lunge. Reaching those right fingertips up towards the sky. Take another inhale, and as we exhale, we're gonna come in to side plank here on the left. Stacking the right toes on top of the left. Option to stay here. Option to lower the left knee, coming into a modified side plank. Or if you'd like to join me for some more core work, on an inhale, extend the right fingertips overhead. Exhale, lift the right leg and draw the right knee to the right elbow. Let's do 3 of those. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Almost there. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, high plank, top of the push-up. We're going to meet in downward facing dog. Your choice, whether you go directly to that downward facing dog or join me in a vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, ready or not, we're doing that on the left. Inhale, lift the left leg straight back up and out. Exhale, knee to nose, use those low abs. Inhale, lengthen, keep both hip points facing the mat. Exhale, knee to nose. One more. Inhale, lift. I'm getting sweaty. I hope you are too. Exhale, knee to nose. Hold for a moment. And with control, step the left foot between the hands. Feet on the railroad tracks. Hip points facing forward. Inhale, rise. Crescent lunge. On our exhale, bend the knee. Hug the elbows into the side. Inhale, straighten. Exhale. Hover. You can tap the back knee. Inhale. Straighten. Head over heart, heart over hips. 3 more. Exhale. Use that upper back strength to draw those elbows down into the side. It's like you're doing a chaturanga in the air. Inhale, press and straighten. Exhale. Draw it all in. 1 more full round. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, elbows back into the side. And from here, we'll come back into crescent lunge by pressing through the back of that right leg up towards the ceiling and straighten it. Extend your right arm out, shoulder height, thumb facing up. Take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, right elbow finds the outside of the left knee, coming into that revolved crescent lunge. Always have the option to drop the back knee down to the mat. And then remember, we're either going to hold here as we continue to spiral our chest up towards the ceiling, or you're going to take a little peek down at those left toes, and we're going to tap the right foot in, keeping the weight in the left heel. Step it back. Exhale, squeeze the left glute. Step the right toes up. 1 more. Inhale, step back into your revolved lunge. Exhale, step and tap. Inhale, back to revolved lunge. And now we're all going to meet in that revolved chair. Gaze down at the left big toe and step up into that revolved chair. Both knees in line with one another. Right rib spiraling towards the left, left rib spiraling open. And then inhale all the way up to Tadasana, mountain pose. On our exhale, we're going to take a big step back, warrior 2. Inhale, lengthen the side body up and out of the hips. Exhale, get a little bit lower. Let's come into that dancing warrior flow. Inhale, flying warrior. Exhale, bend. So finding that isometric strength in the inner thighs, imagining that you're scrunching the mat together and really noticing that difference as you straighten and bend. I've got that muscle contracted, both of those inner thigh muscles contracted the entire time. 1 more. Our exhale finds us back in warrior 2. Inhale, flip the right palm, reverse warrior. Bring your mind to the left oblique. Exhale as you extend out of the left side body with control, using that oblique to bring the elbow to the inside of the knee. Inhale, reverse warrior. Right side body draws the right hand down to the right leg. Exhale, crunch, and keep length and space along the left side body. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. We're going to hang out here. Option to extend the right arm in line with the right ear. Draw it back so the chest spirals open. If you'd like to make it a little bit juicier, bring the left arm in line with the left ear. Hug that imaginary pencil between the shoulder blades. Ooh, I'm sweating. Lift the corners of your mouth, smile. Ooh. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, palms to the mat, right palm plants, left palm peels open into that twist. Oh, catch your breath here and meet me in a side plank on the exhale. Step your left foot back to meet your right. So you can rest big toes together to touch. It's kind of like you're standing in a Tadasana, mountain pose.
creating that rainbow along the right side body. We can stay here, or if you'd like to work into some more core, extend the left arm and the left leg. Exhale, draw left knee to left elbow. Inhale, find length. Always have the option to drop the right knee down. You can still do this with that right knee supporting you on the mat. One more. Woo, hold it. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, high plank. We will all meet in downward facing dog. You choose the path to get there. I'm going to flow through Vinyasa because I can, and we'll all meet in downward facing dog. I hope I'm not the only one who's sweaty, but I'm also feeling quite accomplished. We have just a little bit more to go. So we're gonna come down to our knees. If your water's handy and you wanna grab a sip of water, go ahead and grab a sip of water. Otherwise, grab one of those blocks, put it at the top of your mat, meet me in a high plank, and we're gonna slowly lower for a count of 5 all the way down to our bellies to do a little bit of backside body work, because our core is all those muscles in our back as well as our front. So go ahead and untuck your toes, bring the tops of your feet to the mat. Extend your arms out in front of your shoulders. And if you have a block, you're gonna bring it between your palms and press into it. If you don't, you're just going to imagine that you're holding that block. Take an inhale breath, and as you exhale and pull your belly button back towards your spine, you're gonna lift your arms and legs. Gaze towards the block. Inhale, lower. Exhale, engage that whole backside body to lift. We're gonna do 3 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. A little bit higher. We have 1 more, unless my count is off, which is entirely possible. We're doing a bonus. Exhale, lift and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the block. Go ahead and make a little pillow with your hands and just rest on the mat. Feel your heart beating, the breath, hot and fast, probably. All right, we have 1 more of these backside body exercises. So peel yourself up, you can do it. Extend those arms out in front of you and take the block into your right hand. You're gonna bring the block behind your back and you're gonna meet it with your left hand. Squeezing those glutes, pulling the belly button back towards the spine, and then we're gonna switch directions. The block is gonna come back in the left hand. We're gonna meet in the back and come forward with the right hand. Make sure that those shoulders are looping down into their sockets. They're resting on your back, not coming up towards your ears. Maybe you can lift your chest just a little bit higher. And if you need to bring your feet down to the mat, you can bring your feet down to the mat. You're still working all those tiny support muscles along the spine. We're going to do 1 more in each direction. You can do it. Lift a little higher. And release. Now go ahead and bring the opposite ear to rest on the palms. If it feels good to windshield wiper those legs from side to side, go ahead and windshield wiper those legs. Take some deep breaths. Come back to center. Bring your palms underneath your shoulders. Press up to a high plank. Flow through your Vinyasa or meet us in downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog, this is our last downward facing dog of the class. We're gonna walk our feet through and we're gonna come to sit on our butt with our feet flat on the mat. You can bring that block between your inner thighs. Extend your arms out, palms facing up, and use your core to slowly, slowly, slowly lower down. So we're going to do a little bit of bridge work here to stretch out the front side body. Bring your heels in towards your glutes. Rest your low back on the mat, so pubic bone tilts slightly towards the chin. Take an exhale breath, press feet into the mat, squeeze the block. And you can either keep the backs of your arms on the mat, or you can shimmy your shoulders underneath your body and extend your palms towards your heels. Lifting your hips, stretching and strengthening the front side body. Drawing the tailbone towards the backs of the knees, holding for 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower. It's all downhill from here, friends. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side. And we're going to find a dead bug happy baby pose. So keeping that low back, upper back glued to the mat. We're going to find the outer edges of the feet. You can use your outer elbows to press your inner knees out. Find length along your spine. You can rock side to side. So pressing palms into the soles of the feet into the palms of the hand. Such a good release for our hips and our low back. And then come to center, draw both knees in. Bring your palms to the front of your right knee and extend your left leg to the mat. All 10 toes flexed back towards the knees as you hug the right knee out and around the rib cage and in towards the right shoulder. Take a couple breaths here, gazing up towards the ceiling. And then extend your right arm out long as you use your left palm to just guide that right leg out towards the left. My right big toe finds the mat, or you can find the block, whatever feels best for you in this twist. Gaze out towards the right, and I want you to imagine that you're using your core to guide your belly button up towards the ceiling in this stretch. Our next inhale breath brings us back to center. Hug both knees in. Rock side to side. Come back into a dead bug's pose, noticing if there's any difference on that right side that we just stretched. And again, doing your best to glue your tailbone, glue your upper shoulders, the backs of your upper shoulders to the mat. Hug both knees in, palms find the left shin, right leg extends to the mat, left knee finds its way out around the left rib cage and in towards that left shoulder. Our exhale breath, the right palm finds the left knee, the left arm extends out to the left. Bringing that left big toe to rest on the mat, never forcing the left knee over. And again, thinking about drawing your belly button up towards the ceiling. So engaging the right side body. And then just taking a few slow, steady breaths here. And when you feel even, come back to center, hug the knees in. We'll come into our last dead bug, happy baby here, noticing that it probably feels quite different than the one we did just a few moments ago before we had stretched both sides. And then go ahead and hug both knees in. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Draw your forehead up to your knees. Take the deepest inhale breath you've taken yet today. And the loudest, longest open mouth exhale as you find your way into Shavasana. Maybe give a little press into the back of your head. Shimmy your shoulder blades in towards one another to cradle your heart. Come back to a natural rhythm of breath. And take these next few moments here entirely for yourself. Feeling proud of yourself, feeling accomplished. And please stay in Shavasana for as long as you can. Press pause on the video. Stay for 5 minutes. If you're ready to move on, we're going to begin to
fingers, wiggle our toes, extend our arms long overhead, reach the tippy toes forward, and then begin to bring the soles of your feet to the mat, knees bent, as you roll onto your right side in a supported fetal position with your left palm resting on the earth. Use that left palm to press yourself up into a comfortable cross-legged seat and bring your palms together at heart center. Thank you for showing up to practice with me today. Have a lovely, lovely rest of your day, rest of your week, and until I see you again next time,